Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bites. My name is Clifton. Welcome to another Thursday night live stream where we're going to dive into a brand that I've had sitting on my shelves for over a year now, have not had a chance to review, and I'm so excited to finally get to it. We, of course, are talking about Loch Lomond. So this is a Highland Scotch distillery. I've heard rave reviews about it. I've seen some people on my Discord have been saying such praise about this distillery. I have tried the standard 12-year-old, but we're going to compare that to a couple of other expressions. If you saw the thumbnail, you know what we're drinking tonight, but I am so excited to finally dive into these on a stream. I don't know why I've held off. There's not been a reason. It's just I've had other streams come up and it's gotten constantly pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. But I'm excited to finally be doing it tonight. So I'm really, really thrilled. Like I said, we're starting with the 12-year. We're going to be trying the Inchmurrin. I'm going to mispronounce these. I'm sorry. Inchmurrin, Inchmoan, and the special edition open release. Now, this is from a couple years back, but I've had it for a while. And we're going to be comparing them, seeing what makes them different and unique. So very, very excited. So excited that I am late as usual, but you know how Thursdays are. I literally was working up until 3 minutes before I clicked go live. So thank y'all for bearing with me. It's one of those weeks, but you know what? I'm going to drink some whiskey. So let me know what you guys are drinking. I see a few people in the chat are drinking the same Loch Lomond. So that's awesome. So glad to have y'all join me for that. Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lounge, what's up, man? Good to see you. He says, one of my favorite distilleries. Looking forward to this. Awesome. I have limited experience, but really excited to give it a try. Five Fingers is here. High five to you as well. Taste and Sensibility. Zophus is going to pour a Loch Lomond 18-year. Oh, nice, nice. I only have the 12-year expressions. I'm pretty sure this is also, this was not age-dated, but the rest are all 12-year. That's really cool. Let me know how that one is. Donnie the Linux Cat is here as well. Whiskey Wisdom, all these great channels showing up. Good to see y'all. Go support your other whiskey tubers. Go subscribe to everyone in the chat. Adam Free in the chat. What's up, Adam? Good to see you. Tater Dom, good to see you again. I know I saw you over on Dungeons and Drams this past Monday. If y'all don't know, I do a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with some of your favorite whiskey tubers, including Jason from the Mash and Drum, Bill the Whiskey Dig, Ed from the Rock Gut Review, and Adriana Whiskey Mountains. Check out Dungeons and Drams on YouTube. Monday nights, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. I nailed that. Taste Sensibility has Loch Lomond in the glass. Nice. 12-year. Emily in the chat. Cheers, y'all. Mash the thumbs up. Yes, if y'all are excited for some scotch. I haven't done scotch on the channel in a while. Not that I don't like it, not that I've been avoiding it. It's just I've had a lot of bourbon to review lately because this is that time of the year that bourbon just comes out of the woodwork, all these new releases. So that's kind of why I have a bit of a break here. I got some chance to go into some of my bottles that I haven't reviewed yet. So very, very excited to do so. Yeah, so actually their YouTube channel, while it's relatively small for Loch Lomond, they have these really cool, quick, informative videos about each of their expressions. So I'm going to play a video for each of the 3 12-year-old. They just have a little short clip to tell you a little bit about the casks that they used for them. And we're going to use that to introduce the different expressions. So Loch Lomond, if you're seeing this is totally your content. I totally stole it, but it's all to benefit this review. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, just the standard 12-year-old. Like I said, this is a Highland distillery. They're very prideful of their shape of their stills, which you'll see in this video. They're really unique. They're unique. I guess they're called stills. They're called swan neck stills. They're really cool, and that's kind of what they pride themselves in. So let's go ahead and take a look at that first video and get something in our glass, shall we? Check it out.
So this is Loch Lomond 12-year-old, perfectly balanced, most representative of our distillery style. It's really a lot of apple and pear, some lemon citrus.
Yeah, I get lemon citrus, and it's like a little honey pot in there.
Our straight neck pot stills are particularly good at capturing the fruit character. There's just a small amount of smoky spirit used. Yeah. It's just that little bit of seasoning.
Mm-hmm. So you use the smoke as a seasoning. So it's like your salt and pepper.
So it just sparks more flavour coming through. For me, it is most representative of the distillery. It is that balance, so it shows that little bit of everything we do.
Awesome. So that was the 12-year, which we're going to be starting with here. This might be an older bottling of it. Like I said, I've had these for a couple of years now. This is the 12-year coming in at 46% ABV. Price-wise, it's not that bad. Here in my area, it's around $47. The other ones are harder to find, but this one is relatively available. So I'm curious how much it is in your area. What's up, Hot Toddy? Good to see you, Todd. Hey, well, speaking of patrons, another reminder for those of you that are a Patreon member, we are doing our Halloween October 80s movie marathon, where we're going to hang out on Discord, stream some 80s horror movies. I'm trying to pick a Friday night to do those. So if you haven't yet, please check out patreon.com/bourbonbites. This is for everyone $5 and up on Patreon gets access to that movie night. Please vote on a date for that. I had tomorrow listed, but it sounds like the week after or next week is winning. So if you haven't voted, please go vote so I can decide what day works best for folks. I'm really excited. I'm a huge fan of 80s horror, and I can't wait to do that with you guys. So if you are curious and you want to join us, hey, it's $5 a month. You can get in, try it out, see if you like the tiers, see if you like the perks. We do a monthly movie night every month for everyone at that tier. So it's like, just think of it like a $5 movie ticket. I mean, that's how I think of it. Well, that's how I kind of came up with the idea. I'm like, I would pay $5 a month to watch a movie with some friends. So just a little info there if you're curious. Patreon.com/bourbonbites. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to get in on that, definitely check that out. I'll put a little banner down there as well. Well, you're just now telling me about Dungeons and Drams channel. You know what? I try to promote it as much as I can, but there's so much to get through with the stream. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a relatively small crowd that turns up every week, but it's a really fun one. I know Emily's there. I know Zoph is there. Really, really great audience. We have a whole Discord for it as well. Thank you, Donnie, for dropping the Patreon info there as well. All right, so let's go into this 12 year. Like I said, the video was focused a lot on tasting notes. I don't necessarily like to rely on that because I like forming my own opinion, but it does tell you a little bit of the casks they use. You got to look at those stills there. I think the next video actually shows them a bit more. But yeah, they are using two different types of oak. They're using American oak barrels as well as re-charred casks. So it's a little bit of, they're getting that extra little smoke from those re-charred casks. I'm really excited to give this a nose, although already on the nose, I'm getting I like how I said I don't like being influenced by the tasting notes, but that's 100% like orchard fruit. That is like apple, pear. I mean, one of my favorite Highland scotches, or it's like a blend, Compass Box. They do one called Orchard House. One of my favorite scotches in the price range. This is very I'm realizing my background is, whoa, that's weird. That shouldn't be happening. It's got really dark. Maybe it's the Friday the 13th vibes coming, and it's tomorrow. Maybe it's oh, that's not good. Let me see if I can turn something off to stop that. This might get weird for a second. Oh, whoa, that is real dark. Oh, that is real bright. Oh. I think it's because I held the bottle up. It like freaked out for a second. I think we're good now. Let me know if that looks okay. But yeah, so on the nose, this is straight up like pear, apple. I mean, those are weird notes, but but for a Highland, they kind of make sense. They're not too crazy. I really like the nose on this. It does remind me of what I love about Orchard House, which I'm almost curious, is Loch Lomond like one of the whiskeys they blend into that? I'd be very curious to know that. This is really bright. A little bit of like that it's a little bit of that malted, that like malt grain note in there a little bit. But it's very, very much behind the bright, fruity, not floral. I wouldn't say floral, but it's definitely make my mouth water. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and get a taste. Cheers, y'all, and thanks for watching. More or less the same on the palate as the nose. It's sweeter though. It's like a bit of a wildflower honey. It does have a hint of that like floral note, not on the nose, but definitely on the palate, but very so subtly. It's very much sweet. And again, it's like, this is weird, but it's like a apple glazed with like honey. Like, it's not something I would normally do, but it's like, it's got that sweetness tied with that crisp fruitiness. That is really, really approachable. I mean, I wouldn't say that's a fall scotch. Like, if I were going to pick a season for this, I would definitely go spring or summer even, but really bright, really approachable. I mean, like I said, 46% ABV. Yeah. I mean, for the price, heck yes. Why haven't I drank this sooner? It's really good. I saw some of you have it in the glass. Let me know, what do you think of your Loch Lomond 12? Are you getting some of those similar, like, bright, fruity notes? Maybe some of that honey on the palate? Todd said there's a pretty cool tier that includes tastings every month. Well, Todd, yeah, now that you mention it, there is a higher tier on Patreon that includes a monthly mystery box, or subscription box as I call it, that may or may not include whiskey samples and a private tasting. So patreon.com/bourbonbites. Todd knows what's up. Thank you for the shout out, Todd. Thanks, Emily, for dropping the link to the Dungeons and Drams. Bourbon Neophyte, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. I know I think you've been into a couple meetups locally. I'm so sad that I can't meet up with folks this much this year. Work this year is just, I'm right in the middle of like a major campaign. Like we were like almost done with our trailer that we're launching soon. So it's a bit of the next few weeks are going to be really hectic, but hopefully it calms down after mid-November. We'll see. But yeah, that's why I kind of came on a bit late today. It's been a week. Yeah, I really do like this 12-year. I could see myself sipping on that to like start the night, or even if I'm just looking for, let's say I'm not looking to drink a lot, I just want a pour after dinner. That's nice. It's desserty, but in a light way. As I choke on it, I was swallowing while I was talking, but it's very refreshing, which is not something you hear very often about a Scotch. Love Loch Lomond 12, very good Scotch for the price. Subscriptions sent by unicorns for legal reasons. Absolutely, it's just as legal as a unicorn. That's all I gotta say. Those horns are pretty pointy. You never know. Gotta watch out for them. All right, let's move on to our next one. Now there are two. This actually came as a set. Let me show y'all real quick. This was actually a gift set that I bought a while back. So it has the regular 12, which we just tried. It has the Inchmurrin and the Inchmoan. So we're gonna look into what makes those different and unique. I guess we do the Inchmurrin first because it's the non-peated one. Let's go and watch that video real quick and learn a little bit about that one. Check it out.
For the Inchmurrin 12, we're using a single spirit style that really shows the fruit character that we can develop.
So which type of still is key to this one then?
For this expression, straight neck pot still.
Now this is the still that's so unique for Loch Lomond, isn't it?
They're really great at capturing fruit character, pear, some lemon, citrus. This works perfectly with a light ginger ale. So I'm a big supporter of mixing whiskies, cocktails, exploring different ways to enjoy what we make.
Awesome. So they kind of recommend it in a cocktail. I do not have ginger ale in front of me, but that sounds really delicious. I love whiskey and ginger ale is probably my go-to. Like if I'm just looking for a simple cocktail, I think whiskey and ginger ale is my go-to. Now I'm noticing I had this one not in a full-size bottle and one of these little bottles. It's not cracking. The aluminum on these sometimes, I don't like when they use aluminum lids on these little sample bottles. They don't crack like they're supposed to. This one's giving me a little bit of difficulty. So what I'm going to do is I don't have a knife. That would be dangerous. I have done that on a stream before, and I don't want to use my teeth on camera. That looks really bad. But man, I wonder if this next one is also as difficult. Sometimes, again, I've complained about this before. These little aluminum lids on these sample bottles, don't do it, guys. If you're a distillery and you're doing sample bottles, oh, that one opened fine. The Inchmoan opened relatively easy. Yeah, that one came off fine. It's just this one. Hold on, let me give it another shot. Now that I got that one open, we might go to this one first, but let's try that one more time. Again, I don't want to hurt myself because I've done that on a stream before. Okay, that is not twisting off. Shoot. Normally I would plan for things like this. How about this? Hold on. Pretend you didn't just see that video. We're gonna, or let's say you want to give that video another shot. Let's learn about Inchmurrin one more time. And when I'll come back, I will have this open. Be right back.
For the Inchmurrin 12, we're using a single spirit style that really shows the fruit character that we can develop.
So which type of still is key to this one then?
For this expression, straight neck pot still.
Now this is the still that's so unique for Loch Lomond, isn't it?
They're really great at capturing fruit character, pear, some lemon, citrus. This works perfectly with a light ginger ale. So I'm a big supporter of mixing whiskies, cocktails, exploring different ways to enjoy what we make.
All right, so that's still not open. You know what I did? I went off camera and I handed it to my husband, and he's also struggling with it. So we're gonna take a break on that one. I gave it to him. He's gonna work on it. I'm gonna go ahead and move to. Sorry, got a little distracted there. Let's go to. You know what? Let's backtrack a little bit. Calm down. Why don't we go to the open? Now you can't really see this because it's a green box, but it is the special edition for the open. This is probably from 2018, 2019. So it's also a 46% ABV. This one, I'll check the year on it. I think it's a 2019. Yeah, special edition. Really pretty bottle. I wish you could see it, but it's really green. So it's not going to show up very well. This is Distiller's Cut, chosen from Royal Portrush. Don't really know what that means. But yeah, this is a special edition. I think I paid like 70. It wasn't too bad price-wise. I'm trying to see. There's no year. It's weird because this is a special edition and they don't put the year on it. That's surprising. Yeah. It says it's a combination of first fill bourbon and refill American oak casks to ensure the perfect balance of vibrant, tasty notes that I don't want to read. So the open is in the golf tournament. Yes. I believe. I assume that's what it is. Oh, by the way, we have the Inchmurrin now. So we're gonna actually go back to that. Let's get back on track, guys. Sorry for the bit of an issue. I've been very vocal about the aluminum lids on sample bottles. Like literally, whoever decided to do this, worst idea ever. They don't open properly. So now that you've watched the video 2 times, let's go into the Inchmurrin. Sorry, guys. I had a bit of a panic moment there because it would not open. And I almost used my teeth. Then I saw the comment saying, don't break your teeth. So I decided not to. But, you know, it's always helpful to give it a shot. Oh, Pitch Hitter says the Royal Portrush is a golf course in Scotland. Oh, with 2019 release. Thank you so much. I appreciate that info. It has a copyright 2018 on the bottle, but that's just a copyright. So 2019, very, very cool. We'll get to that in just a second. But I do want to go back to the order because I had an order for this planned out, just didn't expect it not to open. So let's go ahead and give this a nose, the Inchmurrin, if you saw the chaos of what just happened. Okay, a lot more grain forward. I will say the regular 12-year is really, really bright, really fruity. This one's a little. I don't know if it's the bourbon cask. I mean, I forget. I like how I watched that video twice, and the second time I didn't even watch it, and I lost track. But okay, I have the info here. Aged in 3 types of casks: bourbon, refill, and re-charred. So, it uses bourbon casks, which has not been my favorite with Scotch. I'll be real. I don't like refill bourbon casks. To me, it doesn't impart enough flavor onto the whiskey itself. But it's not bad. It's just very malted barley forward. Less of the things that I really do love about the 12-year. But let's give it a shot. Let's give it a chance to maybe do a bit better on the palate. Let's try the Inchmurrin. I'll be totally honest. I'm not afraid to be honest. I don't really care for that one. To me, it doesn't have the brightness, the fruitiness, and the unique character that I really love about the standard 12-year. To me, this one is a little more muted, a little more. I mean, don't get me wrong; it has a nice finish. It's a lot more of a vanilla caramel kind of finish, but it loses some of those bright fruitiness that I love about the regular 12-year. It's not that apple, not that pear. To me, this one, it does have a bit of a tartness on the finish, maybe a peach. It's still in that territory. Don't get me wrong, but it's a lot less bright. So for me, that one's not quite doing it for me. I don't know the price on this one. This one was hard to find. I was trying to look it up locally. I can only find a way to get it imported. So for me, I wouldn't hunt out the Inchmurrin. It's actually named after the largest island on Loch Lomond, in case that wasn't in the video. It might have been in the video. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. To me, it is a little more vanilla. I will say that. But it's less of the brightness that I love with the 12-year. But you know what? Everyone has a different palate. This one just doesn't do it for me. Pinch Hitter said he had a bottle of the Inchmurrin 12. Remember it being very citrus forward. To me, I would agree with that. It's more of a bitter, though. It's like a orange peel, or maybe even like a lemon peel. It's not like sour or anything, but it does have a bitterness that I feel like that wasn't on the other one, the 12 year. The 12 year to me was so bright and sweet and just approachable. This one, I could see a bit of a bitter citrus, but it's just not my favorite flavor profile when it comes to Highland Scotches. But it's interesting to see how different that is, though. Yeah, so very cool. Well, now that I've already pre-opened this one, we're not going to go crazy again. Let's go and take a look at the Inchmoan. Now, this is their peated expression. I'm very excited to give this a try. It's a blend of peated and unpeated, but I'll stop talking about it. I'll show you their video about it. Check it out.
So this is Loch Lomond Inchmoan 12. This is our smoky expression. We bring in our heavily peated malt and we distill it 3 different ways. When we distill the peated malt in our straight neck stills, we get a smoky character. That's with the wide cut. And then with a high collection strength, we get this smoky, spicy peat character.
When you're talking about it like that, you do just sound like a chef, really working.
Yeah, it's like a recipe.
Yeah.
The proportions of each and how we combine them together that gives that overall balance.
Awesome. Based on that, this sounds right up my alley. I love a good combination of sweetness and peat. Really cool to hear they're different, what they're relating it to, especially considering him you're like, oh, you're like a chef. Well, yeah, that's kind of what it is. I mean, especially if you're like, I don't know his role. I don't know if he's a master blender, master taster, but it really is the line between like culinary, like tasting notes and skills and whiskey is a very thin line. I think that's kind of, it's hard to be a lover of whiskey and not a lover of food. I mean, that's my opinion, but I just feel like to me, it's like, you got to love and appreciate different flavors, different nuances. And I don't know. Whiskey does that, especially trying 4 expressions from the same distillery, all so different. It blows my mind. Bourbon Syndicate in the house as well. Oh, okay. Lord Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnuts. New channel name. Okay. Or maybe it's an old channel name, but good to see you. Thanks for being here. I know you are one of our newer members of our Discord channel. If y'all didn't know, you can check out Discord at bourbonbites.com. A great community of even better people. So, better than me. Y'all are all better than me. But let's go and give the Inchmoan his. I said Moan, but he said Inchmoan. Let's give Inchmoan a nose. Oh yeah, right off the bat. I mean, it's not like peaty like an Ardbeg. Like let's be real. This is still a Highland Scotch, but it's got a nice like dark. It's weird because the peat is like it's less like the iodine or like the smoked meats, and to me, it's more of like it's coming across as like a chocolate. It's almost like really dark in that kind of way. Really dark, or maybe not even chocolate, like maybe an espresso, like a really well roasted espresso bean. It's dark. I mean, there's no other way to say that, but it's not nearly what I would expect. I mean, to be fair, have I had a peated Highland? I don't think so. I think I've had some peated Space Sides, and of course peated Highlands, but that's really unique. I'm really excited to see what this is like on the palate, on the nose. It's really exciting. So let's see how Inchmoan is. Cheers. It's lighter on the peat than I thought. It smelled so dark. It does have a bit of like a bitterness that's very different than the Inchmurrin bitterness. The Inchmurrin was like an orange or a citrus bitter. This is like, again, like a bitter chocolate. It's very dark, not like a milk chocolate at all. Dark chocolate. I still get some of those fruits that I get on all these, but they're so, I don't want to say muted. That peat is up front, even though it is lightly peated. Now this one is in re-charred American oak barrels and refilled bourbon casks. So is it the same? It's similar to what the regular 12-year is. On second sip, more of the fruitiness does come out. It's less of the intense peat. You got to get through that wave of that peat at first. But oh God, Tony, I'm just gonna leave that there. No need to comment on that. I read that as Lottie's, like classic Lottie, like Brooke Lottie. Definitely read it wrong the first time, but I like it. Scotch bourbon doesn't have peat within reach. Oh, come on, man. Get better. Just kidding. Just kidding. Listen, bourbon is my like pride and joy. I love me some bourbon, but I also got to keep some peated Scotch on deck. This one though, it doesn't necessarily, I wouldn't say this would replace my daily peated dram. Like if I'm looking for a peated Scotch, I wouldn't say I reach for this one because the smoke is so light and so subtle. I like it being a little bit more dominant, you know. Take that for what you will. I thought I saw Tony's comment up, which would have been funny, but no. Yeah, I had to go in for third sip. This one's got to say the most complex of the three so far. Yeah, the more I drink it, the more I actually appreciate it. It's still got that sweetness, that honey sweetness that I love on the standard 12, but complements it with like a bit of a ashy kind of smoke. Again, it still has the bitter dark chocolate kind of note, a little bit of the espresso on the palate, although the espresso was more on the nose. I can get behind this one. This one is really unique. It's definitely one of the lighter peated Scotches I've had, which of course it's from Highland. It's not traditionally peated type of Scotch. But that's really nice. It's a nice combo of smoke, spice, fruitiness. It's a good combination, I will say. Do I like it more than the 12-year? Well, you got to stick around to the end to find out what my favorite is. But that's a really nice, interesting. I don't want to say experiment because I don't want to speak for them. But to me, it's an interesting take on their whiskey. Now, let's move on to the one we almost moved on to earlier. I don't have a video for this one. This is the one that came in the beautiful green box that you can't see, but the bottle's also green. This is for the Open Championship, which is the oldest and most prestigious golf tournament in the world. As Pinch Hitter told us, this is the 2019 release, chosen for Royal Portrush, which apparently is a golf course in Scotland. So great info there. I want to go find his comments so I can feature it real quick. Don't know when that one came through. So if I don't find it, take my word for it. Scroll up in the chat. I know. There we go. It's a golf course in Scotland, 2019 release. Nice. So I have had this one. Oh, you know what? I haven't. I thought I'd already drank this. Okay, exciting. New bottle. Thankfully, there's a pull tab, so I don't have to worry about struggling too much with it. As I struggle. It's not a struggle. I'm just shaking because I'm nervous that I'm going to have a problem like last time. Oh, come on. This one has a pull tab. Look, I'm not crazy. Oh, well, I'm not crazy. Look at this bottle that you can't see. Hold, please. Hold, please. I got it. Don't worry. I just cut my nails yesterday, so I'm like, shoot, awful time to cut my nails. Come on. Man, I'm just having, I told you, I'm having a week, y'all. It's been a week. Oh, come on. I don't want it to go under. You know, like sometimes when you're peeling this off and it goes under your nail and it like cuts you. I'm trying to avoid that. But oh wait, hold on. I think I got it. Okay. Whew. Almost enough to get it started. I got it. All right. I'm just struggling today, guys. But it's all good. Whiskey makes everything better. All right. So got it open. It looks like I literally just ripped it off, which I did. Let's get it poured. I thought I drank this before. Oh, now I'm even more excited that it's new. They do tell me in the back it says it is a combination of first fill bourbon and refill American oak cask. Maple syrup adds some background sweetness. Okay. The way they say that make it sound like they added maple syrup. They didn't. But there's some subtle. Okay. Listen. If I had to give them any advice with like their marketing, which I do work in marketing, so I do have some input there, not product marketing, but I do work in marketing. Stop relying so much on tasty notes. like they all start the same way. They say like, oh, we use these barrels, and then it gives you all these tasty notes. Okay, that's great, but like, what makes them different? I mean, you can't just tell us that like, oh, this one tastes like peaches and this one tastes like apples. Tell us like why. Tell us why they're different. That's what I'm excited about. I mean, especially with having a special release. Don't just tell me the standard info. Tell me like what makes it unique and what makes it cool. Because I know with this being the distiller's cut, I mean, there's got to be something special that went into this release. I want to read about it. I don't know. It's crafted by their master blender, Michael Henry, who selects the finest casks from Loch Lomond cellar to create a whiskey that reflects the spirit of golf. This is all stuff I found online, nowhere on the bottle. I mean, I guess if I would have read the whole back of it, it might have told me that. But it's a lot of words. I expect it to be on the bottle itself. You don't always get these. These don't always come with the whiskey. But yeah. So just little marketing tip there. It's enough to be able to open something after cutting your nails, right? Right. The struggle bus is coming. Yeah. No, I got it. I will say color-wise, this is light. Everything else has been like darker color. This one is the lightest of them all. That's crazy. I mean, it's hard to tell. That is, oh, maybe it'll show. So like, look at that. That is like a chamomile tea color, right? Whereas, let's go to the 12-year. Oh, again, this one is non-age dated, which could have something to do with it. Look at the 12-year. That's definitely like a more of like a black tea. It's a little light still, but I mean, comparatively, that's really light. So I'm curious. Again, I don't have any age statement. Let me read the box before I make any more comments. But I'm pretty sure there's no age statement. It's non-chill filtered, 46% ABV. Yep, no age on this one, but more tasting notes. Lovely. Of course, mentions the straight neck bottles, pot stills. Yeah, not really too much info other than it being a special edition. But let's stop complaining about the marketing. Let's go ahead and give it a nose. Bourbon Bounty in the house. What's up? Good to see you. It's an oddish color in the bottle. Yeah, in the bottle. Oh, that's the 12. Well, the bottle's green, so it's hard to see. It's not easy to. This kind of looks off because it's green. But here, now we're talking about color. Let me pull back the curtain. Let me show you what the real color is. All right. So it's still like a weird light green tea note, but it is a green bottle. So it is kind of giving it a weird tint, but it's so light. I mean, here's the box itself. The beautiful box I was talking about. It's almost like a Christmassy box. There's no way that would have shown up on screen. But yeah, it's an interesting color. Let's go back to the studio, shall we? There we go. And we're back. Hey, as long as they make a nice product at that very friendly price point, they can give me tasting notes all day. I know. When I'm trying to find the differences, when I have 4 expressions, someone that did not have a chance to do a ton of research, I would have appreciated more unique. Just if you're going to show me a gift set with all 4 expressions, tell me what makes them unique. I know there's a little bit of info inside the box on them, but it's very, I don't know. It doesn't appease the whiskey nerd in me. I want info. I want to hear about age, hearing about what the char level was on the casks. That's just me. Donnie said he just poured Glenrothes Tri-Pack, Vintage Reserve, Sherry Cask Reserve, and Bourbon Cask Reserve. They had the aluminum screw tops. I had difficulty and had to use a helper device. Is that what you call Diana? I'm just kidding. Yeah, but literally Justin struggled with it as well. He had to actually go get our bottle opener or something. I don't know what he did behind the scenes, but he was able to get it open. Oh, interesting. So Todd, that might be a newer release. This is one from 2019. It does not mention any of the other casks. I can't imagine this using a red wine cask based on the color, but that might be one of the more recent releases. Again, this is an old bottle. I've had it for a while, but good to know. They don't have that info on this one, unfortunately. I mean, all I'm able to find, unless anyone wants to do some cyber sleuthing, I'll just do a quick Google search to see Loch Lomond 2019 Open Special Release, Special Edition. Here we go. Let's see. It just says the 3 types of oak cask, so that's basically what I expected. The same 3 types of American oak cask as with the Inchmurrin. So no special cask finishing on this one, but great look up. Michael Henry, the master blender of Loch Lomond, shows up often in the chat for Aquavit. Oh, really? His live streams as well as Whiskey Novice. Very cool. Well, I didn't give them enough of notice. I actually did just post this morning and tag them on social media, but I didn't. This is not, obviously, this is not like a sponsored stream, or I would have been a lot more put together. This was very much a, crap, I have a stream tonight. Like, I need to go through my collection. What have I not reviewed? And then I saw these bottles sitting there. I'm like, how have I had these since 2019 and not reviewed them? So anyways, let's go and give the 2019 Open. I keep wanting to say US Open, but it's the same thing, right? I mean, this is me not being a sports person. The Open and the US Open. We just call it the US Open because we're in the US, or is it different? Y'all, I'm not a sports guy. I'm sorry. But you know what? I just reviewed the that was the Ryder Cup. Wow. Cliffy does not know his sports. What Cliffy does know is whiskey. Let's go to nose the whiskey. Okay. Definitely, there's a lot, for that being the same proof as everything else, there's a lot of character coming out of that glass. I mean, it's most similar. To me, it's the most similar to the Inchmurrin. But I'm losing track of bottles. Yeah, Inchmurrin. It's similar on the nose to that, but I think this is a bit richer, a bit more. Yes, it does have that malty characteristic to it. But there's something really rich about this one, and not like in the bitter espresso chocolate kind of way. All right, y'all coming in with the sports info. Not the same. The Open in the UK and US Open is okay. Okay, so not they're the same sport. Opens are general. Most sports have open tourneys. Okay. Sports fall. Yes, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. That's some coincidence and nonsense. No worries, no worries. Hey, you missed the struggle bus. The struggle bus is coming. That's what tonight's about. I will say the nose of this is really rich. It does have a twinge of that like floral honey note that I love about the 12 year. But I don't know. This one's got a really complex nose. Of them all, it smells the most unique. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Wow. That drink's like a completely different scotch. It's lighter bodied than I thought, based on the nose being so rich, but that's nice. It has a really good like honey finish, but it's more of a darker, like, not to be a honey snob, but it's like not like the wildflower, like orange blossom honey. It's more of the darker, maybe even like, I don't want to say like raw honey, but like it's like a mix of like honey and molasses on the finish. That's really unique. It's again very, very different than anything else in this lineup, which I guess makes sense. It doesn't have an age statement. It might be a bit younger. Who knows? It could be all older as well. Again, I don't know the price point on this. From what I can see, it's about the same price point as the regular one. So like they're all around the 40 to 50 US dollar range. That's really unique though. Very different flavor profile. I'm just going to go back to the regular 12 year just to do a little quick comparison. Yeah, to me, that one's fruity forward, really bright honey, floral honey on the front. This still has those characteristics, but it's done a flip-flop. It starts dark and rich, finishes on the honey sweetness. I don't know which one I like better, honestly. The Open and the 12 year to me are neck and neck. They are really, really good for the price. I will say I haven't had much else Highland whiskeys that are in this category that are on par with these two. They're really, I see why Pinch Hitter said it's one of his favorites. I see why a lot of people like this one. I think to me, I would probably gravitate towards the 12 year by itself first, just because it has that bright, fruity, apple pear kind of note that I so love about the Orchard House Compass Box. I haven't found that in very many Highlands. So I think that would be my favorite, the 12 year. Second favorite is that Open release. I think it's really just complex. It's really good. I'm trying to pull up the Compass Box website to see if I can find the recipe for the Orchard House, which is what it reminds me of. Let's see. Now, Orchard House is Clynelish, Linkwood. There's none. There's a Highland malt blend, but it's not what's in Orchard House. Interesting because it's so similar to that flavor profile. Yeah, so my favorite is the 12 year. Second favorite is the Open. Third favorite, it's between the Inchmoan and the Inchmurrin. I had to go with the Inchmoan, the peated one. I like the combination of that smoky sweetness together. It's a unique, I don't want to say experiment because I don't know. They've been doing this for hundreds of years. I like that combo of sweet and smoky. The only one that kind of doesn't fully do it for me is the Inchmurrin. I had really high hopes about it. To me, it has a nice nose. It just falls flat. It tastes a lot like a lot of other Highlands that I don't like. Okay, let me say this. If you're a fan of a lot of Glenmorangie products, this reminds me the most of Glenmorangie, the Inchmurrin. That's not one of my favorite. That's actually one of my least favorite scotches. It's just, I've tried a lot of expressions of it from the high end to the low end. This reminds me of that one. The rest don't. The rest are really unique, but this one is more Glenmorangie kind of territory of the flavor profiles. Not my jam, but it's one of the most popular scotches in the world. So it's just not my jam. So my orders are the 12 year, the Open, Inchmoan and the Inchmurrin in last place, unfortunately. But I'm so glad that I explored these after so many years of having them in my collection. Like I said, I don't know if they still sell this gift box. It's really cool. It has the full-size 12-year and the 2 sample bottles of the Inchmoan and Inchmurrin. Like I said, there's going to be some info here. Very limited, but it's a really nice sample. I mean, there's like cutouts for each of the bottles. It's a really nice box set. I'm really glad that I finally had a chance to review it. So, if you guys have a chance to try these whiskeys, please, please, please come back to this video. Leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite was. If you're watching live, hey, stick around after the stream ends. Leave a comment down below. That does help out the channel a lot. I know it's a weird request because it's like, wait, but I've been chatting the whole time. YouTube loves interaction. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you want to come back. I'm here every Thursday. This month, I might miss a couple Thursdays because I have a lot of work events happening on Thursday evenings, but I will let y'all know on Discord what nights I might have to miss. But again, stay tuned for that monthly movie night. This time, a Halloween Fright Fest. If you have not voted in that poll, I'll drop the link. Again, this link will only work for you if you are a patron. But if you're not, maybe it'll take you to the page to join Patreon. I don't know. I don't actually know how this works. But here's the link below. Tells you all the info on the tiers. Patreon.com/bourbonbites. Haven't picked out the 80s movies yet, so leave some comments on that post what your favorite 80s horror movie is. But until next time, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with the technical difficulties or manufacturing difficulties. It wasn't technical. It wasn't on my end. It was these little freaking aluminum caps. So awful. Even Donnie in the chat said he had trouble. So, all right, y'all. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see y'all next Thursday night. Make bottles accessible and everyone wins. Community is my favorite sport. Emily, you know how to give us a final thought there. 100%. Listen. Aluminum caps on sample bottles are not accessible. Do better. Not again, I'm not calling them out specifically. A lot of brands do this. It's just stick to plastic. I know it's bad for the environment. Stick to recyclable plastic. There we go. I don't know. All right. I'll let y'all go. Cheers. We're going to do our monthly or our after party hangout on Patreon. Everyone $10 and up. Y'all know what's up. The after party Thursday night. See y'all in the lounge. But until then, see y'all next week. Happy almost Friday the 13th. This was almost a Friday the 13th of a stream with the fails, but hope y'all enjoyed it. I didn't just flip you off. That was my pointer finger. I feel like as I did that. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Just kidding. All right. Time to go. Cliffy needs some water. Cheers, y'all. Have a great night. Bye. Where's my outro? There it is. Bye.